Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Every time we have a Labor government, cost of living goes up, and the Australian public have to pay the price. This is, and how it's always been, this is a reality. Deputy Speaker, there are plenty of people in my electorate of Dawson who are wondering why this government is continuing to fail to tackle the cost of living crisis. Labor has been exposed without a plan, without solutions, and this is hurting Australians. Labor has been exposed for not standing by their word and breaking promises. The people of Australia were promised a $275 power bill reduction. This was not a slip of the tongue. This promise was repeated all over the country 97 times. We were promised we would be better off under Labor, but under Labor, we have seen unaffordable rises in interest rates, skyrocketing power prices, exorbitant insurance premiums, and huge increases in food and fuel costs. Deputy Speaker, I've recently run a cost of living survey in my electorate. Thousands of constituents took part in this survey. 98% of the people who took this survey said rising costs of fuel, groceries, energy and interest rates are creating huge amounts of stress for themselves and their families. A constituent from Bowen, who has a 400-kilometre round trip from Bowen to Townsville for regular medical attention, is struggling with extra fuel costs, leaving him short of money each week for necessary expenses. A pensioner in Townsville can't afford to run their air conditioner with the rising energy costs. Anyone who's been to my electorate knows how hard it is to live without air conditioning in our sweltering heat. A constituent from East Mackay contacted my office advising they have just received their insurance premium renewal. Their premium has doubled, going from $3,000 to $6,000 in 12 months. This has been forced them to be now uninsured. A diabetic living in Mackay came to my office just last week complaining about the cost of fruit and vegetables and how this is causing him financial stress. A family of 7 in my electorate recently told me that they are now spending $600 to $800 per week on groceries. They have said that this is not sustainable and are unsure what their future holds. A pensioner in Mount Ossa, whose beloved wife is in a nursing home in Mackay, can't visit her now each day and has now had to cut that back to every second day so he can afford to eat. How is this happening in Australia, the lucky country? Not only are we facing costs, not only are we facing the cost of living crisis, this Labor government has also made significant funding cuts to the regions. Labor has cut our road infrastructure funding, our mobile phone black spot funding. They've cut funding to mental health services. The Building Better Regions Fund, gone. They've cut our black spot funding. Veteran support has been axed, and water infrastructure funding has all dried up. The Treasurer had an opportunity to provide relief for this cost of living debacle in October when he delivered his first budget. Instead, he delivered a grim forecast.